Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and I'm also a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I want to talk about a topic that unfortunately plagues a lot of young men, and men in general. And it's not their fault, but they're convinced that it is. A lot of men are convinced that they're unlovable. And a lot of men truly believe that every one of their experiences really points to the fact they're unlovable to the point where their conviction is so strong it's really hard for them to get out of this mindset. And it's a mix of social expectations, emotional isolation, how love is taught and also measured. And this is something that is difficult to accept as a person who I care about people a lot. That's why I do what I do. And it's sad for me to every time I look at populations who are struggling, it's hard for me because I wish that I could just fix it with a click of a button. To be honest, I really wish I could. I understand that things happen for a reason, but I wish that men overall would understand that that's just not true. And I know you're not going to believe me. I'm just some random YouTuber that you're watching, but it's just not true. You were trained to think you're unlovable, and it holds you back. And that's why I actually do what I do. Like I worked pretty much my whole adult life to get to the point where I can actually do what I do for a living comfortably because I enjoy making people feel and be the better version of themselves. And so if you guys are interested in any services from me, whether it's a call with me, an email, that is pinned in the description box because I really do love to help people. And I love the opportunity to make people feel better about themselves and see things. It's why I make these videos. It's why I have my practice. It's why I do what I do. And so if any of you guys are interested, I would love to meet you and help you guys. The first one is that they're both directly and indirectly taught in childhood that they are unlovable. And some people will say, well, my parents told me they love me. Right. But that's also, we're talking about both direct and indirect. If they told you they love you, but they always make a face at you when you do something, they withhold love when you did something wrong in their eyes, that's still training you that you're unlovable, actually. The words are not enough. And that's what people don't understand. If it won't apply to everybody, but some folks, you guys had a strict father who was never satisfied, a mother who put everybody above her son. Maybe she leaned on him emotionally, like pseudo husband. Maybe the father was absent. And all of these things internalize within you. And you believed, okay, why did my parents not show up appropriately as a parent? Why do my parents act differently? Why do I feel like I'm never enough? It must be because I'm not lovable. It can't be my parents' fault because unfortunately with children is they are taught they need to survive in whatever capacity. And you can't go outside and fend for yourself. You can get kidnapped. Like you can seriously get hurt. And so you have to function in this environment with your parents. You cannot leave. And so you have to somewhat see your parents in a positive light to emotionally not put yourself in a situation where you're needing to run away or needing to get out of that house. It's adaptive at that point, but it's maladaptive when you get older because now you truly believe it's not anybody else's fault. It's my fault. I'm unlovable. It's not because my parents, didn't raise me properly. It's not because people don't see me. It's not because I am around people who are mentally unhealthy for me. It's because I'm a problem. Everybody else is lovable, but not me. That's what a lot of men really, truly believe. And it's not true. But again, I know you're not going to hear it from me, but at least I hope that you can absorb some of this. That's just why I'm making this video, so that someone can at least understand that it's not you, it's not your fault. It happened to you. It's a circumstance, and you can release yourself out of this. The next one is that men are taught, they're often taught to earn love, not receive it. It's okay to feel this way some of the time. I think it's a little bit normal, but I also don't think it should be to the point where you don't think you should deserve love unconditionally. I think you should have a balance. And a lot of times, little boys, like young boys, they absorb this idea that love comes after achievement, where I think it should be both. You should be loved for yourself, but also loved or appreciated is a better word for achievements. I don't think it should just be love is conditional. And you're taught to be strong. You're taught to be successful. You're taught not to be needy. You're taught not to fail. And what happens is if I'm not impressive, if I don't show up in a certain way, I'm not worthy. I'm not lovable. I'm not going to get who I want. And unfortunately, women are often taught at a young age. Not all women. I wasn't taught this. I don't remember being taught this, but maybe, I don't remember it though, where women are often taught to also hold men to a pretty high standard, where they almost are like, you have to pick a guy that's like this, like that. And like a little bit of a self-disclosure, I hope that my family member doesn't see this. Probably not. Like my dad would, he has daughters. So I'm the oldest, and he's pretty close to me. And the other daughters are less close, but he taught us like two different things. I distinctly remember this, and still to this day, for me, he's always like telling me to be more independent or whatever it is, which is fine. But I don't remember him telling me how a man should treat me. Interesting enough, he taught me how I should treat a man, which is not common. I understand that, but I'm telling you the truth. But I remember with my sisters, he was always like, well, you need to have a guy who makes this amount of money. You need to be careful who you hang out with. You need to be A, B, and C. And he told me the reason why is because, which this is why I'm like, I hope they don't see this. They won't. But he was like, he told me, he's like, that's because I feel like they have less capacity, which I don't know what that means, and I don't really want to think about it. But whatever the case was, he taught them specifically that she also, like these people, and a lot of women are taught like that, they have to also only give love after the man has some sort of achievement. He didn't teach me that, but I know he taught them. I would hear him do it all the time. And it's sad because that means that men are taught this way, but women are also taught that way. So the dating landscape is difficult for men. I can only imagine how difficult it is. And I mean, you guys are amazing to even survive the dating landscape as a man. Like you guys are, I mean, that's wild. I will be very honest with that. I know it's tough for men. I really do. The next one is emotional expression is discouraged. Men are often taught to hide vulnerability, man up, don't be weak, stop complaining. And what happens is they are taught to not understand their emotions, not understand other people's emotions, not ask for support, not feel emotionally seen. And then this poor gentleman who's been suppressed, let's say he gets married, and now his wife is mad at him that he's not emotional without even understanding where it comes from. Like, don't be so hard on him, right? He's been like this for a very long time. Be gentle. I think be gentle with your spouse. I think that's important. People forget that. Bit of a tangent. The next one is loneliness without an outlet. A lot of men, based on research, they have fewer friendships. They truly do. And the friendships that they do have, they're not as emotional. They don't have as much emotional outlets. Their feelings go unshared. Pain feels invisible. Connection often feels shallow. And what we even see is that a lot of times when men are more comfortable opening up, it's because the pain is so intense. For example, we see this a lot in military, like military personnel, folks like that. And by the way, if anyone military, thank you for your service. But a lot of times they are able to connect because they have almost nothing, right? They barely have anything. They just have each other, and maybe they lost a comrade of theirs. It's to such a point where they're almost at the bottom, and now maybe they're opening up a little bit, and still they're not opening up. They're still hiding it with joking, drinking, things like that. They're not fully open. And you guys probably know better because I don't know what happens in those spaces. I only see them after the case and they come to therapy. I don't actually know. So maybe you guys can give me a little insight of how that works or looks like. The next one is rejection is usually perceived as an internal, like there's a flaw. Like men think that if they were rejected, it's their fault. If they didn't get the job offer, they didn't work hard enough. If they didn't get the girl, it's because they're not enough. And I think women need to take responsibility for this one as well. A lot of times women believe that too. If a man has been, they're not able to get women or whatever it is, they think there's something wrong with him. That's not always the case. A lot of guys, I feel like when they haven't always been trying to, like when they focus on themselves a little bit and they find the right person, maybe at a later age, I feel like those guys are sometimes more stable. Not all the time, but it's like it shows that at least they've had time to work on themselves. It doesn't mean anything. And a lot of these people, they have put a lot of time to learn about themselves. I think it's a good thing, just a random thing. It won't apply to everybody. But I do think women need to take responsibility. Also, how you reject people. Some women are just brutal when it comes to rejection. It's terrible. I think just like be nice to each other. You don't have to be so mean. If a guy comes up to you and he likes you and you don't like him, be gentle. Like just be nice. I feel like women really need to get better at that. It's terrible and it's hurtful. So I don't blame men for like being a little uncomfortable. I would too. So the research is in the description box. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.